What is up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. This video was filmed exclusively for odds.com. If you missed the podcast, please click the link below. Check out the full video over at odds.com. Make sure you smash that like button, and good luck on all your action. Thank you so much for the support and have a wonderful week. Let's roll. Co-main event time here on the Die Hard MMA podcast. 278 live viewers. Thank you all so much for spending your Monday evenings with me. Do me a favor. I know y'all are sick of hearing it. Every YouTuber, every podcaster, everybody on the world is asking you to smash that like button. But please, it takes 2 seconds. Just go click that thing for me. Do me a favor. Help a guy out. Cory Sandhagen taking on Frankie the Answer Edgar. And this is another one I was really hoping to talk with Cody on because, man, I want to roll with Frankie one last time. Cory Sandhagen has been the dark horse here for a long time. Messed up, had that bump in the road against Aljo Sterling just 2 fights ago. Bounced back incredibly well against Marlon Moraes. Got a nasty spinning kick. Clunked him in the head and put him down out cold. We know Marlon's had some durability issues. You know who doesn't have durability issues? Frankie the freaking Answer Edgar. He's only been knocked out twice his entire career. Somehow, that heart that's made out of solid gold just continues to pump when he gets hurt in the fight, and he digs deep and he armors up, and he somehow manages to just keep on walking forward in those fights. I don't know how he does it. I really don't know how Frankie does it, but he is so hard to finish even once you've got him hurt. There's 2 ways we can look at this one. We've got perfect opponents to size up for these guys, right? Frankie fought Yair Rodriguez, and Cory fought Rafael Assunção. Those are almost perfect stylistic matchups here for us to see kind of what they were able to do. I was ecstatic at Frankie Edgar turning back the clock against Yair Rodriguez, one of the most punchable faces in MMA, a guy that I just can't stand, the prima donna of the division. Frankie took him down and beat him up. He big brothered Yair Rodriguez. He showed Yair Rodriguez that he still had some work to do before he belonged at the top of the division. One of my absolute favorite fights, and I got to see that one in person. That was in my backyard. I got to attend that one live. So that was a fun fight to be involved in. And I think that's the answer, right? No joke, no pun intended. That's the answer for Frankie. He's got to use the wrestling. What he did in that fight is he was all in or all out. Keep it at range. Use that footwork. Circle to the outside. And then when you find your opportunity, close the distance, get inside, body lock. Cram him up against the fence, put him on his ass. Frankie is absolutely fully capable of doing that. Fully capable of doing that here. Cory Sandhagen has a 30% takedown defense rating. This guy is hard to hold down. He gets up. He's nasty on the feet, but he has a hard time defending takedowns. And we know Frankie can chain wrestle and work his ass off for 25 minutes. He's at bantamweight, and he's belonged at bantamweight his entire career. So it's unfortunate that he's getting down here at 39 years old because he should have been here a long, long time ago. The question is, has Father Time caught up with him? Will these weight cuts catch up with him? I think Frankie is a live underdog in this spot. We know Cory Sandhagen's a slick striker, but Frankie Edgar is the guy that's going to be defensively sound enough and also keep this thing at the right range to not be in trouble. Rafael Assunção didn't close the distance for those takedowns. He allowed Cory Sandhagen to stay at kicking range. He allowed Cory to dictate the pace. And when you let Cory get on a roll, you're in trouble. If you give this guy the flow state, you're in trouble. He's going to have a 2-inch reach advantage. The legs make this thing even more interesting because the reach isn't going to play so much. It's going to be the kicks. I mean, look at the Marlon Moraes fight. When he did that spinning heel kick, clinked him right on the head. That came out of nowhere. Marlon had no opportunity to get in close for that fight. But I think Frankie is going to be smarter than that. I think Frankie is going to be ready for that. He'll keep his guard up high and keep himself safe at distance. I know a lot of people are on the Cory Sandhagen train here, and I've been on the Cory Sandhagen train for a very long time myself, but I think this is a huge step up in competition, and Frankie is way more live than the line suggests. Remember, we're talking odds here. So when you look at a minus 400 favorite, a minus 450 favorite, you are saying that Cory Sandhagen wins this fight 90% of the time. 90. You've got to give Cory Sandhagen a 95% or a 100% chance of winning this fight to find value on that line. It's insane to me. That doesn't make sense here. Frankie is being counted out, And I called the upset against Pedro Munoz. That fight was a split decision. It was very close, but Frankie showed us he still got some pop in his punches. He can still do it for 25 minutes. He still has that fight IQ. He functions very well at 135. Cory Sandhagen, in my opinion, is more dangerous than Pedro Munoz, but you know what Pedro Munoz can do? He can wrestle. Frankie Edgar didn't have the opportunity to use his ground game against Pedro Munoz because you can't get under those hips. You can't get those legs out from under him. Cory Sandhagen is tall and lanky and has bad takedown defense. Frankie Edgar has value, folks. One last time? One last time? Are we riding Frankie the Answer one final time to turn back that clock and upset the hype train when the line is too wide? Frankie's out there at plus 350 right now, folks. Plus 350 is available on future Hall of Famer, former UFC champion, Frankie the Answer Edgar. This is dog or pass. This is dog or pass. Now, if you want to parlay Cory Sandhagen, if you want to say, look, this kid, too big a favorite, but he damn sure should win this fight, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I understand. He's younger. He's longer. He's got some sick power in his hands. Frankie's getting older. I do totally understand that. But for myself, not parlaying him because of that takedown defense issue, and I'm this close to being willing to ride Frankie the Answer Edgar one final time. I think that wrestling is going to be a problem for Cory Sandhagen. And Steven here with the words of wisdom, you will get a better line on Friday. I agree. If you're going to bet Frankie Edgar, don't do it now because the world is on Sandhagen. Everybody is on Sandhagen. Everybody is on Sandhagen. So if you want to bet Frankie Edgar, just wait. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to see where this line goes. I'm going to see how ridiculous it gets. Because if we can get Frankie Edgar at plus 400, plus 450, I mean, half unit, that it doesn't even have to be a full unit bet. You can put a half unit on it. You can put a quarter unit on it and just have a low risk, high reward opportunity. And don't forget, small cage, 3 rounds. Both of those things favor Frankie Edgar, in my opinion. If this was the bigger cage and there was more room to move, more room for Cory Sandhagen to maneuver, that favors him. If this is a 5-round fight, I know Frankie Edgar's got the experience. I know Frankie Edgar's the guy who's going to know how to handle himself deep in a fight. But Cory Sandhagen's got that gas tank. He just crank up that intensity over a 39-year-old fighter. I think 3 rounds actually favors Frankie Edgar, especially because of the takedowns. If Frankie can get in on Cory's legs and get him to the floor early, he can steal 2 rounds. He can steal 2 rounds. So Frankie Edgar's live in this spot, in my opinion.